Monsters, stat blocks, battle maps. Designing the perfect combat encounter can feel complicated, but what makes them awesome is actually pretty simple. I'm Zach, GM from the Mortals and Portals podcast, and today I want to share a simple trick that has helped me design more engaging and dynamic combat encounters. Now, I mostly play Pathfinder and Dungeons & Dragons, but this methodology can be used alongside any system. Probably. And can even be used alongside whatever process you already have. Probably. Regardless of what system you're playing and whatever your process is, the goal is probably to have fun, keep players engaged, and create memorable moments. Now, before I dive in, I just want to clarify that this is something that has worked well for me and my table. But every group is different, and you know your own players better than I ever will, so just lean into what they enjoy. Either way, hopefully you'll learn something, or at the very least, enjoy some goofy skits of me talking to myself, acting out some of these tips. All right, so what is this trick? Well, it's actually an acronym, and that acronym is STOP, which is also what I like to do before I finalize my encounter and ensure it has these 4 simple traits. So first off, we have S, which is for stakes. Now, I know what you're thinking. In every combat encounter, the characters' lives are at stake, but that's not what I'm talking about because that's a given. You want to add to that. Combat feels way more tense when there's something at stake for the characters and the players have a reason to be invested in the outcome. Okay, Toby, you have defeated the bandit with the eye patch, and that'll take us to Leon. I attacked the eye patch guy again. Toby already killed him on his turn like 3 seconds ago. Oh, nice. Okay, well then I'll shoot the bandit captain with my crossbow. But we already saw he's resistant to piercing damage. Don't you have like a spell or something you could use? Technically, but I don't really want to waste it on a random encounter. Random encounter, you say? Waste your spell? Did you not listen to the townsfolk, Leon? This isn't your ordinary bandit, Captain. This is Captain Krim, an orc so dangerous he has a death sentence in every kingdom. But Krim refuses to die. Not until he finds the sword of unspeakable power and uses it to unleash his vengeance on the very kingdoms that so eagerly seek his demise. Hold on. I'm from one of the kingdoms. Me too. And my parents still live there because I forgot to kill them in my backstory. Well, you have nothing to worry about, Leon. Not unless this sword is somewhere in this town. The mayor's family sword! I cast Fireball! No, I'm right next to him! Pardon the cliche Fireball joke. Now, not every combat encounter will be for the fate of the world, but there should be something at stake. Because if the players don't have a reason to care about the encounter, then they probably won't be as engaged. It can be something simple like, if the characters fail, then a powerful artifact will fall into the wrong hands. Maybe innocent lives will be put in danger, or simply they won't be able to complete whatever dire quests they're on. Regardless of what stakes you design your encounter around, it should at least make the combat worth it from both the characters' and players' perspective. Now, if you've GM'd long enough, you'll undoubtedly encounter situations where players aren't picking up on certain story beats or cues, and they may not know what's at stake, so it's okay to reiterate that for them. There's nothing wrong with spelling it out. Ensuring everyone knows what's at stake in the combat will certainly add urgency, tension, and drama to your combat encounter. Here's a few more ways you can add stakes to your encounter. You have until I find the Sword of Unspeakable Power in my GM notes. Surely I wrote it down somewhere. Or you can just pause the video. Next up, we have T, which is for tactics. You ever been in a combat encounter where there's only one enemy, they don't move, and you and the entire party just surround them and whack them with attacks until they're dead? Alright, Toby, the giant lumbers up to you and attacks you for 12 damage. And that'll take us to Leon. Ouch. Okay, well, I'll attack him back for 5 damage. Okay. You're up, Toby. I also will attack him for 7 damage. Cool. Yeah, not really a reason to move, so I guess he's just gonna attack you again for... Okay, I'm going to attack him again for... I missed. Dang it. Yeah, Toby, your turn. Yeah, not very tactical combat. Instead, you want a battlefield and enemy composition that encourages movement, teamwork, and strategy. Consider this encounter from an old campaign of ours, illustrated by the very talented Adam from the Mortals and Portals crew. Long story short, the party was ambushed by evil plant-based creatures called Blight. The Blight forces were composed of a massive brute, melee soldiers, archers, and a commander, all with their own unique set of abilities. The ranged enemies were elevated, placing them out of reach for melee fighters, so the bard took to the skies and attacked them with firebolts, while the ranger climbed the cliff for a surprise attack. Meanwhile, the sturdy barbarian engaged the brute head-on, freeing up the cleric and paladin to deal with the bulk of the Blight forces. Everyone had a role, they all had to work together, and there was something to think about. And all it took to achieve this was adding some varying elevations and a mix of enemy types. Oh, and only one character died. Oh, and don't forget to give the enemies tactics too. Something the party can observe, pick up on, and dissect. Maybe they're stalling for reinforcements or introducing new enemies that bolster their effectiveness. Maybe they're using the terrain to their advantage, or trying to secure a powerful weapon on the battlefield that's up for grabs. If the players have to think, then they have to be engaged, and that makes combat way more fun for everyone. Here's a few more ways you can add tactics to your encounter. You have until Toby finally wakes up for his turn. Wake up. Wake up. Or you can just pause the video. Next up, we have O, which is for objectives. And I like to think of objectives as subplots to the combat itself. The main plot, of course, being defeat the enemies and survive. But is there anything else the party needs to think about? Maybe something working against them or something they need to achieve during the battle. Objectives can be something simple like stopping cultists before they complete some dark ritual, or securing an item defended by the enemy, or rescuing a hostage from their captors. Objectives can also include ways of interacting with the environment, like activating a trap door, triggering an avalanche, or igniting a cache of explosives. Giving players objectives to think about during combat adds a whole other layer to the encounter, and it sets up heroic moments as players try and think of heroic ways of accomplishing these objectives. And heroic moments is one of the main reasons we play tabletop RPGs and creates some of the best memories when we reflect back on these sessions. Dude, there's too many of them. We can't win. Yes, we can. I noticed the zombies only came to life when that crystal started glowing. Maybe if we remove it from its pedestal, the zombies will be destroyed. But it's surrounded by lava and the drawbridges are still up. Plus, even if they were down, we couldn't reach them because we're surrounded by zombies. I know, but I still have my climbing bolt. Maybe if I fire it into the ceiling, I can swing across. Okay, first of all, badass. But if you fail, you're gonna die. I fire my climbing bolt. Dude, don't do it! Alright, roll it up. 17. That hits. Oh, nice. Okay, the arrow is secured in the ceiling and you have the attached rope in your hands. Are you gonna do it? I grip the rope tightly, step up onto the ledge, and I look back to Leon and say, "It's time to make these undead re-dead." and then I kick off the balcony, swing across the lava towards the crystal. Okay, roll me an athletics check. No problem. We've gotten out of worse, right, Leon? But just because it's heroic, it doesn't mean it'll work. But it'll surely be memorable. Rest in peace, Toby. Here's a few more ways you can add objectives to your encounter. You have until Toby makes a new character. No, you can't just make his twin brother named Roby? Fine. Or you can just pause the video. Next up, we have P, which is for payoffs. I'm a firm believer that combat shouldn't pause the story. It should advance it. Let's be honest, combat can take a long time. Multiple real-life hours just to kill a few enemies. And that investment is far more rewarding when it advances the narrative. Okay, after months of scheduling conflicts, we are finally able to continue our campaign. I'm so glad you guys are finally here. Yeah, dude, I am so pumped. I literally quit my job so I could be here. But I would always rather play with my friends than pay my rent. Yeah, I got in a 3-hour argument with my wife about playing tonight. But there was no way I would miss this for her sister's wedding. Man, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to figure out where this artifact has been leading us. Me too. Maybe it has something to do with the visions I've been having. Oh yeah, I've been wondering about that for months. Yeah. Alright, so you guys pack up your camp and make your way deeper into the forest, allowing this magical compass to guide you to some unknown destination. After some time traveling through the woods, you begin to see the signs of some crumbling architecture peeking over the thick canopy of trees, hinting at ruins. Dude, we gotta go straight there. Atop one of these structures, you see the sigil of a crescent moon. From my visions! But suddenly, you are confronted by... Let me just consult my random encounter table here. Did you say random encounter? 4 owlbears. Roll initiative. Alright, you defeated the owlbears and continue towards the ruins. Awesome. Well, I should get going. My wife will be home soon, and maybe if I'm asleep before she gets back, I won't have to sleep on the couch. Yeah, I should get going too. I have to get up early and go job hunting since I quit my job to come to this. Yeah, see you guys in a few months, hopefully. Good luck on the job search, Leon. Yikes. GMs and players invest a lot of time into tabletop RPGs. You've spent hours building your world, developing characters, and weaving an intricate narrative. And your combat should emphasize that. I don't view combat as some obligatory element you need to put into a session because you haven't done it in a while or you need to kill some time. What's going to be different after they complete this encounter? Are they going to learn valuable information, thwart an evil scheme, or lose a beloved NPC? If the result of the encounter is simply that the characters lost some hit points and you burned a few hours, it's probably not going to be a very rewarding experience for the players or for you as the GM. But combat encounters that advance the narrative will make good use of your valuable session time and allow everyone to leave feeling productive and satisfied. Here's a few more ways you can add payoffs to your encounter. You have until I figure out how much XP 4 owlbears is worth. Oh man, math is hard. Or you can just pause the video. So there you have it, just a simple acronym that has helped me design more dynamic and engaging combat encounters that has worked well at my table. If you want to see this methodology in action, you can check out episodes 5 and 6 of the Mortals and Portals podcast. If you want the full experience, I suggest you start from episode 1, but if you just want to dive right in with episode 5, check out the combat, then all you really need to know is the party just rolled into town after battling some mysterious bandits, and now the bandits are back for vengeance. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you next time. Mortals.